Alright, Hasan crashes out over Asmon and Mutahar. Day ends with Y.
Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. Thank you.
Oh, he's got the VTuber model on today, chat.
So, you guys know that Hasan guy. So, he made a video from like 6 hours ago titled, in all caps, by the way, Slop.
Slop tubers, says the guy that reacts to politics all fucking day and night and bitches about Asmongold. Oh my goodness. Like, I've watched a full Asmon stream, maybe not like the Until He Games, and I don't think, like, there's been days where he just doesn't talk about Hasan.
YouTubers keep trying to cancel me.
I don't know.
And the thumbnail is himself, along with Asmongold
and not Slop.
Mutahar of Some Ordinary Gamers. We'll take a look at some of that video, but first, let's take a look at the context ourselves of what led up to it, which is a recent incident that Hasan had over on Twitter. There's a bit more context too, though. I mean, aside from that incident, Hasan has seemingly been upset at Asmongold for quite a while, especially when Asmongold started covering political topics. This seems like what really set Hasan off, and he seems—
yeah, because you started getting more viewers than him for some reason. This is why I think, like, looking at your numbers does fuck with you. Like, why do you get so tilted by someone getting more views than you? It doesn't matter. He's not really encroaching on your audience. Like, okay, maybe if Asmon was a very left-leaning streamer, I would understand why Hasan would get upset that he gets more viewers. Like, you know, because you're siphoning the audience away from him. But it's like, they're both opposing quote-unquote teams, and like Hasan always fucking hates Asmon and says like, oh, he gets more views than I do and he's a grifter, so that means that like he gets more money. It's like, okay, and like, why does this affect you personally?
Very insecure about the amount of views that Asmongold gets on his videos and viewers that tune into his live streams.
I don't get it.
And so over on Twitter, Mutahar tweeted this, saying, "The more I see of Twitch, the more I'm surprised how Amazon hasn't cracked down on its leadership at all. Ticking time bomb." That
maybe it makes some decent money. I don't know. It really makes me wonder.
Tweet being made on May 4th.
Are we gonna get in that pop clip soon?
Tweet seemed to have gotten Hasan's attention because he responded to it on May 7th, saying, "The platform he's on, YouTube, has a less strict application of TOS for political commentary. They literally have Nazis on there, and this MF is constantly chirping about Twitch because I am explaining why the Houthis are implementing a blockade against Israel's genocide."
Bro needs to start posting on YouTube, bro. YouTube is so much more strict in some ways, man. YouTube is so cringe. You can't swear. No, you can have moments where you can't even say certain words. It automatically gets flagged.
And so it's pretty funny that—
no, my free speech, my blockades.
Instantly self-identifies with it, the tweet from Mutahar. Kind of like a self-report moment. But let's continue on because it definitely does not end there. Mutahar responds to Hasan and says, "I'm actually speaking about the glorification of terror groups. Something I know for a fact is not allowed under the YouTube Partnership Program, as I've assisted creators who were flagged for having ISIS jokes on their videos years ago. I'm not talking about political ideological extremes, that's a separate topic. I hope you know I'm not a right-wing Nazi, but I'm very much against promoting terror organizations using my religion as a shield to ruin our name in front of the world. You do a lot more than just explain. You endorse organizations that promote violence, bigotry, and the eradication of groups of people." Mutahar then also adding this tweet that says, "I didn't expect much in good faith from the champagne leftist nepo baby, just to make it clear."
Champagne leftist nepo baby. Damn, you fucking cooked him. Jesus Christ. Oh, man.
And Hasan responds with this, saying—
he can't even deny that he's a nepo baby. That's the sad part. Like, okay, leftist champagne leftist. Okay, alright. Oh, man. Oh, man.
"Houthis and ISIS/Al-Qaeda are enemies, you oaf. The American government considers Cuba and DPRK to be terror states as well. You're crying about a ridiculous designation that Trump slapped on in 2020 to aid KSA in its deadly blockade. Biden overturned it, then put it back on to aid Israel.
This is an actually moment.
Continued, saying, this would be like demanding I get banned for interviewing a Cuban doctor in Cuba after Marco Rubio tried to make Cuba's medical missions illegal. Cuba is also a designated A-state sponsor.
Yeah, but Cuban doctor isn't a terrorist. Like, this is way above my pay grade as an anime girl, but like, you can't compare a Cuban doctor to a guy that kidnaps people on ships, man.
Terror. The entire point of 1A is so I can discuss these things freely. Dumb Canadian. And then Mutahar would respond once again, saying, do you think I'm using an American designation? Cute name calling, but I'm Canadian. My government and many others consider them to be a radical terror organization. The whole world isn't the US. There are many ridiculous designations, I agree. This specific designation has merit decided by numerous countries, even countries who aren't friendly with each other. Again, can this man have an honest discussion without name-calling like a child? Mutahar would then next apologize to his viewers and his followers on Twitter, saying, I apologize for putting Hasan in your feed tonight. Sadly, I have to defend myself against certain people. Again, I don't engage with him in a drama fashion and haven't since I made a video several months ago. At this point, we don't have any path to reconciliation, and instead of wasting my time any further, I bid you guys a good night, and will spend it with my loving family. I hope you can do the same tonight, Hasan.
Wow, what a polite thing to say.
And also saying, for a man to claim I'm nothing more than a dumb slop tuber, he sure loves to stoke more drama to sloppily upload to his, quote, Clips Industrial Complex, unquote. I guess that's especially funny considering that this whole conversation would eventually become a video that Hasan would make.
Yeah, Mutahar's, like, not, like, inherently political, like, honestly. It's kind of crazy. I thought he would have been. Like, he's been on YouTube for a while. He doesn't really stream, I don't think. Yeah. Yeah, all he did originally was, like, you know, deep, dark web space, like, little stories. Yeah.
Or, I guess, you know, talk about on stream, then the Clips channel would turn into a video, or whatever.
Drama Slop? I disagree. I feel like he doesn't spam as much as other people do. Slop implies you're regurgitating the same thing over and over. Mutahar, I've watched his videos. He doesn't, like, churn out drama and slop constantly. Like, let's be realistic.
Case may be how that plays out. Because, yeah, that takes us to Amir.
You start getting into semantics of what is slop and not. I think that's spamming a lot of videos covering the same topic as slop. That's my personal opinion, I guess.
Rent-free. Hasan is the perfect definition of slop-producing, drama-chasing content creation, quote-unquote. You can try to pretend to be above it because you cover politics. Funny how Asmongold's side channel beat out the top political streamer in his category. Oh, there's no way he's just bringing that up. Like, he must know it's a sensitive thing for...
Yeah, Hasan does not like that at all. My favorite clip is him glazing Asmongold in front of two guys that have never heard of Asmongold. That was crazy to me. And the guys were like sitting there like, what? He's like more viewed than Kai Cenat? I've never knew this guy. I've never heard of him.
Or Hasan.
Like, God,
maybe it's
damn,
coincidence.
dude,
He's just like pointing that out. But I have a feeling he's like, he knows that's
very upsetting to him.
That's the word I'm looking for, or the saying I'm looking for. So Nux would actually respond to this too, saying, translation, quote, my peers think I'm a freak for supporting terrorism, unquote. Alright, that takes us to this video
like
from Hasan from today, hours ago, titled, Slop Tubers Keep Trying to Cancel Me.
If you want to understand the mentality of like the average person who doesn't understand politics, but the average, I'm going to dip my tippy toes into the realm of political discourse, look no further than this back and forth I had with Mutahar. Now you might know
the guy just talked about how Twitch has a problem, a moderation problem, and Hasan immediately takes offense to that because he thinks he's directly talking about him. Man.
Mutahar is the sweaty dude who talks about, I don't know,
Sweaty!
niche Reddit subcultures or the dark side of the internet, stuff like that. Well, Mutahar apparently has been also chirping about how dangerous it is that I'm doing commentary on this platform. The more I see of Twitch, the more I'm surprised how Amazon hasn't cracked down on its leadership at all. Ticking time bomb, okay? The understander of political discourse. Now, why is he saying that? He's saying that because he wants me to get banned and he wants to like get his audience to also get agitated and stressed out and push for me to get banned again, to get deplatformed again.
So yeah, I don't really keep up much with Hasan stuff at all, but to my understanding, he's never actually been deplatformed. So like, what is bro talking?
He got banned for a day. Or was it 3 days? I forget. He got banned once, man. VTubers get banned for a length of time than Hasan fucking saying really, really edgy, cringe shit and supporting terrorism at this point. I think it was 3 days that they lifted after one. It's insane to me. I don't know, man. Yeah, Twitch does have a moderation problem in that regard. VTuber shows hips, banned for a week.
Talking about here. Dude's literally got a massive corporation, Amazon, Twitch through Amazon, that essentially defends him, that takes his side, that lets him constantly get away with stuff. And in this case, Mutahar wasn't even actually directly commenting on something that Hasan even said. It's like I mentioned way back at the beginning of the video when we read that tweet, which you can see once again on screen. Mutahar simply said, the more I see of Twitch, the more I'm surprised how Amazon hasn't cracked down on its leadership at all, taking time bomb. And it's Hasan who self-identified with this. And
this also was a criticism way before the Hasan thing as well. Like, genuinely, I think this has been a problem for years now. The people can just say whatever the fuck they want, and there's no consistency.
Like self-reporting
or do whatever they
there.
want.
Now, if you want to say this was clearly implied to be about Hasan, though, fair enough. I'm not going to argue against that even.
You could also argue that it could be about how, you know, there was that whole nude thing, the nude art thing. If I tweeted this, I could I don't know. I feel like I would also be talking about the double standard with VTubers, and I think the audience would understand that, but I guess you just really, really want to take that stance or that angle with him.
The thing. For a long time, Twitch has been notorious for their selective moderation. They'll go after some people for some things and then not go after other people for other things that arguably are much worse things. And in some cases, not only do they not go after those people, they actually promote them. And so it's pretty common discourse to criticize Twitch for their selective moderation, and therefore also for people to be curious about Amazon.
Constantly chirping about Twitch because I'm explaining why the Houthis are implementing a blockade against Israel's genocide. Then he replied to that and said, I'm actually speaking about the glorification of terror groups, something I know for a fact isn't allowed under the YPP, as I've assisted creators who were flagged for having ISIS jokes on their videos years ago. First of all, this doesn't mean you're knowledgeable about any kind of politics whatsoever, and this also doesn't mean you're knowledgeable about geopolitics. It doesn't mean you're knowledgeable about anything. This just...
It doesn't matter if you're knowledgeable or not. I don't get it. I really don't understand this logic. Why are we doing this, man? Why are we playing these games of like, oh, well, you don't know anything about politics, you're not allowed to criticize it? That means all the people that vote for your side, even though they don't know anything about politics, they have the same amount of voice, but the people that don't know anything about politics, that vote, but they don't vote for your party, means that they're not allowed to vote. Like, I can play these stupid mental gymnastics, too. Like, I'm a woman. I've got a grade A in that.
This means that under the YPP, you've assisted creators who were flagged for having ISIS jokes. It's completely outside of the realm of what the we're talking about.
This guy is so politically brain-rotted that he doesn't realize he just described himself. Talking about things that are outside the realm of what they're talking about, trying to be dismissive of said things. This whole conversation started because, once again, Mutahar said, the more I see of Twitch, the more I'm surprised how Amazon hasn't cracked down on its leadership at all. This was a discussion to begin with about terms of service And then Mutahar bringing up the YouTube partnership program. This was not a discussion, first off, about like, oh, I know more about politics than you do. Hasan's the one trying to like turn it into that.
I didn't expect much good faith from the champagne leftist nepo baby, just to be clear. To which I responded with, Houthis and ISIS / Al-Qaeda are enemies, you oaf.
I like how both on Twitter and in his live stream response, he's got nothing to say about the whole nepo baby thing. And so this next thing I'm about to say, like, I'm really not trying to be rude. I don't watch a lot of Hasan. I don't know if he always talks like this, but I'm going to skip ahead in this video now and see if there's anything else interesting, because he, like, listening to him is really giving me a headache. Something about the way he's talking really reminds me of how someone may talk when they're drunk and slurring their speech together. And that combined with the, like, edits that's, like, cutting to the next part of what he's saying, it's like, man, it's kind of...
I watched an entire, well, not an entire, but I think I cleaned my apartment this weekend, and I sat down and I unbiasedly watched Hasan for like an hour and a half. I know, I like to see what people are talking. People are shitting me like, oh, Alana, why do you not like Hasan? It's like, I don't hate the guy. I don't fucking hate his guts. I would never wish harm upon him, but it's like, I try to understand the viewpoint of other people that I talk about, and I just... some of the things that's being said... and that the things that are said in his chat are just wild.
Kind of jarring to listen to a little bit.
No, I didn't watch him eat. He was not eating. He
Slop commentary YouTubers were pro free speech. Now they're pro censorship, social justice warriors for Israel.
That tweet is so crazy. And it's hilarious that his son
is a Muslim man.
Sees that, seems to think it's a good take, like giving it a like and everything.
For Israel.
But look, I'm gonna defend Hasan a little bit here. I think I figured it out. When he's reading these tweets, that's when he's like slurring stuff together, at least in my opinion. I'm not saying he's like completely sounds like someone who's wasted, like slosh drunk. I'm just saying that's what it like reminds me of a little bit. To his credit, when he's just speaking normally, it's a lot better in my opinion. So thankfully, the next part of this video, he's not reading anything, he's just commenting. Although that said, he does begin to have a crash out here, so there is that.
Like, this is my job. I don't go to your job. I don't go tell you what to do with a Steam Deck. You know what I mean? Like, if I were to tweet constantly about like Mutahar's Steam Deck reviews are ass, he doesn't understand how to operate Linux or whatever, everyone would make fun of me. Everyone would be like, dude, what the are you talking about? You don't know anything. Shut the up. Stay in your own goddamn lane politics, man. But when it comes to politics, you can just lean on the stupidity of the audience and just directly yell at a guy who knows more than you do while in the...
But the tweet, it was about Twitch and it being poorly moderated. He didn't even say anything directly about you. Oh my gosh. He thinks everyone is subtweeting about him. What if he was talking about VTubers versus IRL women, man?
Process of demonstrating your idiocy.
Didn't Hasan just get called out for doing that same thing, though? Like I mentioned earlier with the lack of self-awareness moment where he seemed to have, in my opinion at least, described himself. This is another time where he seems to be doing just that. Now let me preface this next part by saying I really don't keep up with H3 and Hasan, like whatever the heck happened there. I've seen maybe like 5 minutes of whatever that was all about. But I do recall one thing in particular from the very brief portion that I watched, in which Hasan was trying to say that H3 is obsessed with him. And H3 went on to show, excuse me, and say, though.
No, I'm so insecure they believe everyone's at his throat. I mean, to be fair, he is chronically online. He is a political streamer. Of course, if he sees a bunch of people that hate him and say that he's, you know, a horrible person and blah, 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 like, I think you would be on the defensive constantly. I understand the mental illness behind it. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like the Anna Valence thing. It's like, of course, if you see a bunch of horrible shit talked about you all the fucking time, and you see Twitter all the time, and that's your job, and you claim that it is your job, then yeah, like, I think that I would probably very likely crash out as well.
That's actually not the case.
No,
you take a look at the evidence.
I understand.
It seems like the inverse is
I
true.
empathize.
And that Hasan is, in fact, obsessed with him. And here's the part that I'm talking about. And the reason I'm showing this, of course, is because it reminds me of what Hasan just said here.
Actually, this segues perfectly. You claim I'm obsessed with you. That's
okay.
part of the narrative, right? Here's
that's not
this
just
is
me
not,
claiming that.
No,
I think at this point, a lot of people see it, right?
very good. Well, let's see. Ugh, God damn it. Well, I got to refresh this. So here's an example from one of these clip channels. These are all different clips, right? Over a 2-month period, there's edited down 24 hours of you talking about me. 24 hours. That's over the.
These are most likely.
Hold on.
These are fan channels.
Let me. Over
These are
60-day
fan
period.
channels. This
That's
is
24 minutes per day.
Ethan, these are fan channels. This
Right.
is disingenuous. You
Right.
are presenting the same. You're presenting.
No!
Okay, first of all, I'm just
that are-
showing
No!
how you talk about me on stream. Second of all, that the fan channel
Ethan,
defense is a.
Ethan.
Let me finish. The fan channel thing is a clever part of your disinformation campaign to avoid any responsibility. And the fact is, if I wanted to show all your fan channels, this is how many fucking videos was uploaded about me in the last 22 days. You think that's regular?
I don't know, man. He's smiling right there. Look at Hasan smiling. He's like, oh, fuck. This is kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie. Like jokes aside, I don't give a fuck about either side. And this is just so fucking funny to me. He's like, well, actually. It's so fucking good.
You think that's regular?
Ethan, I have no
Who's
control over
obsessed
my
with
fan
who?
channels. What do you?
You don't. You're completely right, but that does prove that you fucking don't shut up about him, and your entire fan base is fucking obsessed with Ethan. I absolutely agree, but like, holy fuck.
mean? You're literally showing the same. I say one thing on
60
Yes!
on my Twitch
videos
stream.
about me.
Finding that clip jogged my
No, yes, he does make a point. It cuts off, obviously. Yes, they probably reposted that clip a bunch of times, but it does circulate, obviously, into the Hasan fandom. Like, if I started talking about how much I fucking hate XYZ and this guy's a piece of shit, like, yeah, I probably, if I had a massive, like, 30,000 viewer fan base, yeah, I imagine there would be a lot of clips, too. That would be a repeat of fan channels that I have no control over. It just kind of proves this point, though.
memory. I think I was familiar with that.
Yeah,
because
fucking
I
hate
believe
Grayson, like,
Asmongold
hate that
commented on
guy.
it. I think it was uploaded on one of his channels or something, so I saw him talking about it. But yeah, I think that's pretty much enough internet brain rot for me today. Now I'm going to go play some good old Rivals. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Thank you for tuning in. Let me know what you think about this, though. Hopefully you found this segment to be entertaining. If you enjoyed my coverage, please also consider liking and or subscribing. Oh, and also, if you're interested in some Twitter stuff, please consider checking out the pinned comment of this video. Thank you once again,
I don't
and
know,
I'll
man.
see you in the next one.
What a day, man. What a day. 30,000 fucking viewers, and you think you have no control over people? I get it. I totally do. I understand. You can't control your entire fandom, but you do control the words coming out of your fucking mouth. Yeah.